His name became synonymous with terror along America's railway lines. Ángel Maturino Reséndiz was a Mexican-born serial killer who stalked the United States in the 1990s. He was known for a chilling brutality and a disturbing lack of remorse. His actions earned him a place among the nation's most wanted fugitives. Reséndiz left a trail of death and fear across multiple states. His crimes were particularly heinous, striking at the heart of seemingly safe communities. The FBI added him to their infamous 10 Most Wanted list. This designation highlighted the extreme danger he posed to the public. His reign of terror lasted for years, leaving investigators baffled and the public on edge. The name Railroad Killer became a grim label for his unique method. Please like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Reséndiz's method of operation was distinct and terrifying. He specifically targeted victims whose homes were located near railroad tracks. He would often break into these residences, usually under the cover of darkness. His entry was often violent and unexpected. Once inside, he would brutally assault and murder his victims. The attacks were often prolonged and exceptionally violent. The victims, though diverse in age and background, shared one critical connection: their proximity to railway lines. This was the common thread in his deadly pattern. He used these same railway lines to facilitate his escape. The vast network of tracks provided him with a transient highway across the country. Ángel Maturino Reséndiz was born in Mexico. His early life was reportedly marked by significant hardship. He is said to have had a troubled past. Details suggest a difficult upbringing that may have contributed to his later violence. Allegations of abuse have been mentioned in accounts of his history. Such experiences can sometimes be precursors to violent behavior. He reportedly suffered from significant mental health issues. Schizophrenia and paranoia were conditions later associated with him. Reséndiz lived a transient lifestyle for much of his life. He frequently crossed the border between the U.S. and Mexico illegally. He often worked odd jobs to support himself. Seasonal labor was a common way he earned money while moving from place to place. Before his serial killing spree began, Reséndiz already had a criminal record. His history included convictions for various offenses. Robbery and assault were among the crimes he committed earlier in his life. These incidents demonstrated a propensity for violence. His violent tendencies appeared to escalate over time. The earlier crimes foreshadowed the extreme brutality of his later acts. His criminal history was extensive, encompassing multiple arrests and convictions. He was a known offender to law enforcement. U.S. authorities deported him numerous times. Despite this, he consistently found ways to re-enter the country illegally. He used various aliases to evade detection. This made tracking his movements and history more challenging for law enforcement. The exact start date of his serial killing spree is debated. Some accounts place it in the mid-1980s, others in the early 1990s. What is clear is the devastating scope of his crimes. He is believed to have killed approximately 20 people. Some estimates place the number of victims even higher, up to 23. The true count may never be definitively known. His victims spanned various ages, genders, and backgrounds. They were united only by their tragic proximity to the tracks. Specific victims became symbols of his terror. Claudia Benton, a respected doctor, was one prominent case. Others included Michelle White, a young woman murdered in Illinois. Jesse Howell and Wendy Von Huben were killed in Texas. Christopher Meyer and Holly Dunn Pendleton were attacked in Florida. This attack highlighted his wide geographic reach. Holly Dunn Pendleton miraculously survived the brutal assault. Her survival proved crucial to the investigation. She was able to provide investigators with a description of her attacker. This was a vital piece of evidence in identifying the killer. The investigation into the string of murders near railway lines became a top priority. The FBI launched a major effort dubbed Operation Train Stop. The investigation involved extensive resources from multiple agencies. It spanned several states and required significant coordination. Public appeals were made for information. Authorities sought help from anyone who might have seen suspicious activity near the tracks. A substantial reward was offered for information leading to his capture. The amount reached $125,000, reflecting the urgency of the case. The investigation intensified significantly after the brutal murder of Dr. Claudia Benton in West University Place, Texas. This high-profile case brought national attention. Crucial forensic evidence began to link the crimes. Fingerprints found at crime scenes were eventually connected. These fingerprints linked him to previous, less publicized crimes. This helped establish a pattern and identify a potential suspect. Despite the intensifying investigation, Reséndiz continued his killing spree. He managed to evade capture for a considerable time. The pressure mounted on law enforcement. The public grew increasingly fearful as the killer remained at large. Ultimately, a breakthrough came through his own family. Relatives in the United States provided information to authorities. His sister, in particular, played a key role. She helped negotiate his surrender to the authorities. He was arrested at the U.S.-Mexico border in July 1999. His capture brought an end to years of terror. Following his capture, Ángel Maturino Reséndiz faced trial. The prosecution focused on the murder of Claudia Benton. During his trial, Reséndiz attempted to plead insanity. His defense argued that his mental health issues rendered him not guilty by reason of insanity. He claimed to be an avenging angel sent by God. This was part of his defense's argument regarding his state of mind. The prosecution countered the insanity plea forcefully. They argued that his actions were not the result of divine command or uncontrollable delusion. Instead, the prosecution contended that his actions were driven by dark, earthly desires. They cited anger, power, and sexual gratification as motives. The jury ultimately rejected the insanity defense. They found him responsible for his actions. He was convicted of capital murder. The specific charge was for the murder of Claudia Benton. Based on the conviction, he was sentenced to death. The death penalty was sought and secured by the prosecution. Ángel Maturino Reséndiz was executed by lethal injection in June 2006. His execution took place in Texas. In the days and hours leading up to his execution, he made further confessions. He claimed responsibility for additional murders beyond those he was formally charged with. However, he refused to reveal the identities of these additional victims. This left some cases unresolved and families without closure. His final words included an apology. He asked for forgiveness from his victims' families and from God. Despite his apology, the victims' families remained largely unforgiving. The pain and trauma he inflicted were too profound. Dr. Claudia Benton's husband, George Benton, was a vocal presence throughout the legal process. He expressed the deep and lasting impact of his wife's murder. The case of Ángel Maturino Reséndiz remains a stark reminder. It highlights the capacity for extreme human cruelty and the devastating reality of serial violence. His method, tied to the nation's railway infrastructure, left a unique scar. The railroad killer case continues to be studied by law enforcement and true crime enthusiasts alike. It serves as a subject for forensic analysis and investigation. The details of his crimes and capture offer insights into tracking transient offenders. The case also raises awareness about the signs of escalating violence and the challenges of border security and mental health issues within the criminal justice system. It is a grim chapter in criminal history that should not be forgotten.